Awesome. Really, in the world of AI, voice is kind of evolving the way we interact with computers, right? Like everyone you saw today typed into their computer, and when you communicate with a lot of people today, you type to communicate, but when you're born, you don't know how to type to communicate, you just kind of talk, right? So the evolution of man has kind of gone to the computer, but now we can talk to our computers, which is really cool. I don't know how old you are, but those are the evolution of some interfaces. So what I'm here to talk about is voice to voice and cascading. So these are two different ways that you can talk to a computer. Voice to voice being a black box where it's voice in, voice out, versus cascading, which is more of I'm going to speak to it, it'll transform, it'll pass it to the LLM, then it'll transform back. And so, as I said, voice to voice is black box. You put it in, comes out. There's about 750 milliseconds in terms of inference. That doesn't count the time it takes for the network to deliver it and to return the response. So one of the cool things with this technology is it's made possible via WebSockets or WebRTC. I don't know if you know anything about either of those technologies, but they are highly unreliable at scale unless you do a lot of work to them. So like WebRTC, really cool server to server through the internet to an end user. God be with you. WebRTC, also really an amazing technology developed by Google, allows us to do things like Google Meets, right? But when you scale that, that means turn servers, stun servers. It's not really peer-to-peer when you go over 4 people. So this is where Agora comes in. We are specialists in what we call the real-time internet. We've developed an overlay over the actual internet. It sits at a global scale. It's a bunch of edge servers. So when you're communicating via live voice and video streams, you really want that lowest latency possible. And we're the experts in it. We do about 80 billion minutes per month through our network. We've been in business for about 10 years now, and we power a lot of the apps that you probably use today. So if you've ever heard of things like Whatnot, Poshmark, Clubhouse, those are all some examples of companies using our technology. Obligatory, we have no downtime sort of thing, so you really trust us. And this is where we come in with cascading. So one of the really interesting things about cascading is you can do things in parallel. So when you're talking about streaming, you can stream up to the service. That service will take your audio, convert it from speech to text, then stream it over to an LLM that will then stream it back to a text-to-speech service and then back to the person. So you're talking about this all of round trip within Agora system. We can do this in about 650 milliseconds. So a little under a second, which allows you to really speak naturally to a computer, which is kind of different for us versus speaking to your Siri and waiting forever for it to respond. And this is kind of the architecture under the hood, really complex, does a bunch of little pieces. The cool thing is that LLM is something that you can program. You can build that yourself, and that's what I did a few hours ago. For the STT, you can choose your vendor, and for the TTS, you can choose your vendor. We support all the top ones, so that way you pass us your keys, we make sure that it gets streamed to them and then passed over to your custom LLM. And the custom LLM is really the powerful part because that allows you to control all the interactions, right? So you can take one of these text-based LLMs and now connect it to a voice without having to actually spin up your own STT, TTS. So as cool as 11 Labs and who does the TTS, there is DeepGram. As cool as these technologies are, they're also painful to set up in real-time streaming services. So that's where we come in to help you. As I mentioned, super ultra low latency network, a lot of different use cases. Ooh, we even have some comments on here. Cool. But everyone loves a demo, so let's prove it. See. Cool. So I have a local one, but local isn't as fun as on the server on the internet. So this one's deployed via Vercel. My LLM is hosted using Render. So we got to wait for the wait agent to wake up. Do apologize for this. And this MCP agent that we built, it actually connects to Apollo's GraphQL MCP that they demoed earlier, allows you to submit a talk. Hopefully it works. And also Travelly to do searches. So let's give it a shot. And this is always Amanda's favorite part, is this LLM popping in like, hello.
How can I assist you today?
Hey, how's it going? I'm interested in submitting a talk for Apollo. How can I use their MCP server?
To submit a talk,
Oh, how do I submit a talk? Sorry, say that again. One second. I think I messed up. I should have muted because this thing keeps picking up. So give it one more shot.
hello, how can I assist you today?
Hey, how's it going? I'd like to submit a talk to Apollo. How do I do that?
To submit a talk to Apollo, please provide the title, abstract, your name, email.
Awesome. So for the title, I want to do conversational AI. For my abstract, it's about making agents that can use MCP servers. I'm based in New York. You already know my name is Hermes. So my email is my first name dot my last name at agora.io. Send it.
It seems there was an error while I submit the talk. Let me try that again. Please hold on. Unfortunately, I'm still encountering an error while attempting to submit your talk. You may want to try submitting it directly through.
All right, so let's talk about what can you do to do a Google search? Like, what skills do you have there?
I can perform real-time searches on various topics, gather current information.
Cool. Where does Hermes work, and when was the last time he spoke in New York?
Hermes works at Agora, focusing on developer relations. The latest mentioned event was at Penn State Startup Week in 2021.
Wow, that looks like that information is super out of date, but we'll double check this another time. You know what? Amanda really loves when we do fun facts. So can you tell me a fun fact about turtles? Wait, did you catch that? I asked, can you tell me a fun fact about turtles?
It sounds like you were about to mention something about Amanda.
So yeah, it gets a little fun when you're playing with these things, and depending on how you program it, you can actually get it to do some really cool stuff. Like, let me see if it can do this. Can you call Hermes?
I can't make phone calls, but I can help draft a message or email for you.
Wait, don't you have a special tool called Call Hermes Phone?
Yes, I do. Let's
Yeah, make that call, please. Let's see if it executes. Oh. Nope, no call. It's all right. What is a live demo if I'm not failing in front of everyone? So.
This there, that was night way at.
Yeah.
Moving the chairs.
Yeah.
So it worked.
You saw it. This guy's seen it. I love it. Thank you. I'll buy you a drink later. Actually, I do have another one that, let's see if I can, so this one will, whoop. Forget it. It's not worth, not worth the trouble right now. So we proved it kind of works. The AI responds, the tool calls get called. So it's really about just sitting there and tuning it. Feel free to try out the demo. There's also some quick start guides, some pictures. Thank you. And cool. I'll be around to talk later.